The discovery of the new planet changed humanity forever. It began when astronomers detected a massive celestial body, emerging from a hidden fold in space, positioned directly opposite Earth in the same orbit around the Sun. Scientists named it Echelon, but the media quickly called it Earth's twin. The planet shared the same size, gravity, atmosphere, and even weather patterns as Earth, as if it had been silently growing beside humanity since the beginning of time. What terrified and fascinated scientists most was that Echelon was not just similar, it was identical. Oceans matched Earth's coastlines, mountains mirrored familiar ranges, and cities glowed in the same places where human cities existed. It was as if the universe had copied Earth and stored it behind a cosmic veil. People across the world stared at screens in disbelief, sensing that this discovery was not just scientific, but deeply personal. Many felt a strange pull in their chest, a quiet feeling that something on that distant planet already belonged to them. When telescopes advanced enough to scan the surface clearly, humanity's shock deepened. On Echelon, there were people. Humans exactly like those on Earth. Every individual appeared to have a counterpart, living a parallel life shaped by slightly different choices. A teacher on Earth was a musician there. A soldier here was a healer there. A criminal here lived as a respected leader there. Scientists proposed that at some ancient moment, reality itself had split, creating two versions of every soul. Though the environments were the same, history had unfolded differently in subtle ways, allowing different paths to bloom. Governments tried to calm the public, but fear spread faster than reason. People wondered if their other selves were happier, braver, or more successful. Some felt inspired, others ashamed. The idea that somewhere in the universe another you existed, breathing, loving, and dreaming, was both beautiful and horrifying. As technology advanced, humanity achieved what once seemed impossible: communication. A quantum signal pierced the space divide, allowing Earth and Echelon to exchange messages. The first broadcast showed a room filled with people who looked exactly like the scientists watching from Earth. Gasps echoed worldwide. Parents saw children they had never raised. Artists saw versions of themselves who had followed different passions. The realization struck deeply. No life was singular anymore. Every mistake, every mischance, existed alongside an alternate version where things had gone differently. Religious leaders argued over whether souls could truly be duplicated, while philosophers debated free will. Among those watching was a man named Daniel Hayes, an ordinary office worker who had always felt his life was incomplete. When his parallel self appeared on screen, Daniel's heart nearly stopped. The other Daniel stood tall and confident, speaking passionately about building clean energy cities on Echelon. This version had followed the dreams Earth Daniel abandoned years ago. Jealousy burned, followed by regret. For the first time, Daniel saw the person he could have been. Across the universe, the other Daniel felt the same shock, seeing a version of himself worn down by routine and doubt. Neither could look away. In that moment, both understood that the universe was holding up a mirror, not to mock them, but to teach them. As exchanges increased, friendships formed across worlds. People began writing to their parallel selves, sharing stories, apologies, and confessions they had never spoken aloud. Some relationships healed old wounds, others reopened them. A woman who lost her child on Earth discovered her parallel self raising that same child on Echelon. Joy mixed with unbearable grief. Governments feared chaos and tried to limit contact, but information leaked endlessly. Protests erupted demanding full access to Echelon. People believed they had a right to know their parallel lives. Some extremists demanded travel between planets, convinced they could replace their other selves. Scientists warned this could shatter reality itself. The universe had allowed observation, not interference. Crossing the boundary could destroy both worlds. The tension grew daily, as hope and desperation clashed on a global scale. Daniel continued communicating with his parallel self in secret. The other Daniel encouraged him, reminding him that the same potential still lived inside him. Slowly, Earth Daniel began changing, leaving his job, studying again, rebuilding courage he thought was lost. Meanwhile, the Echelon Daniel learned humility, realizing success alone did not equal happiness. Each man became a teacher to the other, proving that parallel lives were not meant for envy, but growth. Over time, humanity realized the true purpose of Echelon. It was not a replacement world, nor a prize to be claimed. It was a lesson written across the stars. Life is shaped by choice, not fate alone. The twin planet showed humanity its failures and its hopes at once. It revealed that no path is final, and no soul is truly limited by its past. Scientists eventually noticed something strange. As people on Earth changed their lives after learning from Echelon, the differences between the two planets began to shrink. Cities became more alike. Conflicts eased. It was as if the universe was responding to human growth, gently guiding both worlds toward balance. Religions adapted, teaching that Echelon was not an accident but a divine test of self-awareness. Schools taught children about parallel responsibility, that every decision mattered not only here, but across existence. Humanity became more thoughtful, more compassionate, knowing their choices echoed beyond one world. Years passed, and the fear faded into wisdom. People stopped comparing lives and started improving their own. The twin planet became less of a spectacle and more of a silent guide, reminding humanity of what was possible. Daniel stood one night beneath the stars, knowing his parallel self was looking up at the same sky. They did not need to speak anymore. Each had become whole in his own way. Eventually, communication between worlds slowly faded, as if the universe believed its lesson was complete. The signal weakened, not as a loss, but as a graduation. Echelon remained visible, a quiet twin shining beside Earth, no longer a mystery, but a memory carved into human history. Humanity moved forward, changed forever, carrying one truth deep in its heart. Somewhere, in another reflection of reality, every life proves that becoming better is always possible, no matter which world you stand on. Milky Way sparkles.